Guardians, it's the one and only big bad bald bearded bugger himself Brogues here, back with your daily dose of Destiny dependent dialogue. In today's episode we are looking at the Antiope-D legendary kinetic submachine gun. Now this gun has been getting a load of attention on YouTube from various people saying this is the god tier PvP weapon. Can it possibly be? Is it better than the forward path? Well, in this video I will look at the stats, take it into the crucible and tell you my own opinion. And surprisingly enough, it isn't the same as everybody else's. Now first of all, let's look at the stats compared to my current bay, the forward path. As you can see, the Antiope-D has slightly more impact, slightly better range, the same stability, but far worse handling and reload speed. The RPM is 600, the same as the forward path, but the magazine is only 26. As you can see, it's got the intrinsic perk where reloading after a kill grants increased damage. Now, what will that actually do in the crucible? Well, let's find out.
Iron Banner Control. Zone B captured. Zone advantage is yours. Zone B lost. Zone C captured. Zone advantage is yours. Zone A lost. Zone B captured. Zone advantage is yours. Zone B lost.
Now, as you saw from that footage, this gun was not exactly wrecking there. In fact, I was so poor with it, I actually checked whether or not I had it equipped. Not once, but twice. Now, I looked at the stats and I looked at them again and I was like, I could not understand why this gun was behaving so badly. It seemed I was potatoing every shot. Every encounter, this gun seemed to recoil massively. Now that was just the start of the game, so let's go back into the action and see how I progressed throughout this game.
Lost. Zone advantage is yours. Zone C lost. Your opponents have nearly won. Show them you won't go quietly.
Now, as you saw from those highlights, or should we say lowlights, this gun and me were not a good match. Now, you could put this down to first game jitters, but as you see at the end of the game, I went 0.9 for efficiency. which for myself is pretty terrible going. Now, I'll never claim to be the best player in PvP, but as you can see from my stats, I'm currently rocking a 2.56 KAD. Now, after that game, I did not want to use this gun again whatsoever, but I thought for the sake of this video, I'd have to use it for at least another 2 games, which is what I did. Then the highlights are coming up now.
And he's very shy. Five minutes remain. Zone A captured. Zone advantage is yours. 3 minutes left. Troll, there's always a way forward. Keep fighting. Ost.
As you can see, we did slightly better in that game. We ended up with a KAD of 1.5, which is still well below my average, but was an improvement from the first game. Now, I still was not comfortable using this gun. It seemed to have really bad muzzle kick, and the range advantage it has over most weapons seemed to be mute because you couldn't actually use it at that range because the muzzle kick was so bad. And it was much the same in the next game. As you can see, I finished with a KD of 1.31. Again, well below my average. Now, after these 3 games, I seriously considered not playing Crucible because I was just in such a funk. But then I decided, no, I really need to try this out. So I equipped my Forgotten Path, my Bay in the Crucible, and I said, right, I'll give this 4 games and see. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm having one of those bad days where I can't hit anything in the Crucible. But that wasn't the case. As you can see here, these are the 7 games I recorded. The bottom 3 are with the Antiope-D, the top 4 are with the Forward Path, and as you can see, there is a massive difference in my game. I had no confidence in this submachine gun. It just did not hit, while with my own god tier auto rifle, I was destroying in the Crucible. Granted, I could not carry any of the teams I was in to a win, but the overall performance I had was far, far better. Less deaths, far more kills. Now, why was that? Well, I decided to go out into the field and just compare the bullet spreads on this submachine gun to my auto rifle to see whether or not the stats are telling the truth. Now, as you can see from this first image, the Antiope-D's fire range hits 24 tiles, which is not the greatest when you consider it only has 26 rounds in the magazine to start. Now compare that with this much tighter grouping with the Forward Path. This is only spread out over 13 tiles and I've actually fired more rounds. Now this shows you the difference between having a stable and an unstable gun. The Antiope-D may have this reputation as some sort of mid-range submachine gun, but the fact is it's so unstable you cannot use it at mid-range. It is only effective at those hyper short ranges where all submachine guns are effective. So, in conclusion, Antiope-D is not a god tier weapon. If you are exceptional in the Crucible, you will be exceptional with it, but for us mere mortal players, it will never be a good choice. It's much better to stick to the current meta, which is auto rifles and the occasional foray into the medium mini tool. Now that is it for today's episode. If you liked what you saw, please feel free to like, share or subscribe, or indeed check out one of the videos listed above. If you want to keep up to date with what's happening on the channel, follow me on Twitter at officialrogues. And until next time, remember... Eyes up, Guardian.